everyone.
Hi, guys.
I'm Casey Wilson.
I'm Danielle Schneider. Welcome to Bitch Sesh.
A Real Housewives breakdown.
But are we really that anymore? I mean, we're that.
We're so much less.
Yes, we give you so much less because we don't cover all the Real Housewives or all of Bravo or sometimes even anything.
No, we don't.
So we're just covering ourselves.
Basically.
The Danielle and Casey show.
I know.
Breakdown, where we're breaking down.
Speaking of it, we are going on the road this weekend to Portland and Seattle.
I'm very excited. I've never been to Portland.
I've never been to Seattle.
I have been once.
And we're traveling childless. I feel like that just the flight alone is
so
a
fancy
dream.
free. I'm going to read like 7 pages of a book. And
I'm bringing a book.
Me too. Which one are you bringing?
I'm bringing Ariel Levy's new memoir.
I was going to bring that one too.
Wow. You're like, but instead I'll bring some light Holocaust reading.
Well, I love my Holocaust, you know. But I just finished a breezy Charles Manson book, so I feel like I should. The Girls. Have you read that yet?
No,
I have it in my car. I should give it to you.
Went back and read Helter Skelter over Christmas.
Wow. Again? You want to touch down on that again? It's a real Christmas treat, you know? It's one of those things like bring in the holidays, bring in the murder.
I'll tell you, I know I had maybe skimmed it years and years and years ago, and then, I fell into a true crime pocket.
Oh, I know you did.
And I just, nothing like cuddling up by the fire.
Yeah, having a
Helter Skelter.
Having an eggnog and a cookie as they did on tonight's Christmas theme New York. And getting out your Manson murder manifesto.
It's a terrifying
Christmas.
book.
No, I just read like the fictionalized version of it, which was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Now we did both get that book for free
in a gift box. But I wanted to read it anyway because I read her, I believe it was a New Yorker piece that she wrote about a very traumatic event in her life. And I mean, it's out there about a stillbirth that she had. That was one of the most arresting, unbelievable pieces of writing I've ever written. Wow. And it was so good. And so I'm very excited to read it.
Me too. On our way and then we go to Seattle. Too.
Yes. And April's coming with us. It's going to be very fun.
Yeah. The girls are on the loose and we'll be home by 10.
And
we'll be in bed at late. Last night I was out. We were talking about this. Last night I was out till 10:30 and you guys, I'm done. Like I'm toast. I can't believe I'm up right now.
I know. I told April, I was like, make us some dinner resis like after both shows. And I'm like, we're never making those.
I'm 100. And
I know.
Can't get out of my house.
And we're so crazy and wild because then on Sunday we're scuttling back home for Father's Day.
Yeah. For like a brunch.
Mm-hmm. But next week, you guys, we are doing our last live show in LA, probably for 6 months or more.
Yeah.
At Largo with amazing guests. We have Vanessa Bayer from Saturday Night Live.
Fresh on her, and you won't see her on Saturday Night Live anymore. She's left that place behind and come right to us.
After several years on the show, she's bid it adieu, and apparently she's
said hello to us.
It makes no sense, but I'm so happy to have her.
Me too. And then Jessica St. Clair, whose show Playing House is coming back, and I love her, and she's hilarious, and she's been on the show many times and had a lot to say about Casey and things she's done, and we'll touch on that.
We're going to touch on her opinions on my aesthetic. And I mean, that's a bill of a lifetime right there.
So all those shows are up. There's tickets to all of them. So visit our Facebook page or just look us up. Google us. God damn it.
Yeah, Largo, June 22nd. Oh, Danielle, what's going on in the world? Nene Leakes is back.
Guys,
for sure.
Did you see her Instagram post, the picture she posted today of her being back? She's like practically topless. And like doing some sort of Statue of Liberty pose, I want to say. It was impressive. And she's like, the queen is back, is what she's
not wrong.
She is back.
This season's going to be so explosive.
It really is, because she ratchets everything up like 1,000,000 degrees, and she's not faking it. Like with Nene, it doesn't feel fake, which is what I appreciate about her.
And we've got Kim back. And then we were just saying with our guest, who we will introduce in a second, I was like, I wonder if Phaedra's going to come back.
And our guest was like, but didn't she like basically decry like false rape? And we were like, yeah, but like we've sort of forgiven her.
Yeah, the thing is with Housewives is like you're so enraged and everyone's like, I can't believe this, she must go. And then 3 days later I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, like was it really so bad?
Like I'd love to see her with the gals again.
Yeah, and Kenny's restaurant seems to be doing fine. And that's just her career. She's doing a docudrama on her group Escape getting back together. Like she's fine. Everybody's better for it, if anything.
I think we all have learned and healed, and we need to move forward.
Yeah, so we called for. I know, like 3 weeks ago we called for her beheading, but now we called for her.
And I know no one's going to be behind us on this, but Guys, we need it.
Just saying,
Danielle.
and also, I would also say, like, I need her quips. Like, I worry about the show without her quips.
That's what I'm saying. I worry we're going to go too dark.
Yeah, and it will get. And not that Nene doesn't bring a lot of fun and a lot of energy.
But I don't think we can count on Nene and Kim that much. I feel like they're going to be popping in and out.
Yeah, I think again, Andy, I know.
Think about it.
Just think about where we are. And I know.
Just know it's like Groundhog Day on the Housewives. We have very short memories.
Completely short. I don't remember what happened tonight.
No, I don't. I do remember a white Christmas tree, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Danielle, I have not been keeping up with my beloved cuckoos in a while because the Kardashians. Well, because their shows are so produced, and my husband's been saying this has been going on since day one, but it's just on season 16 that I've been like, you know what, I've had it.
Now you're starting.
Yeah, I'm like, the storylines are just too fake.
I've said that to you, and you have chastised me and said, like, shut your fucking hole. And
have you ever met a family that's providing and serving up more storylines? No, you haven't.
You know, as I've put on my Instagram, like, I was going to buy a Kardashian swimsuit, a Kylie swimsuit.
Sure.
I was excited by having a camouflage thing that only basically a young boy should have. But I was like, sure, let's do this. And then I couldn't get one. They had sold out. And then people are sending me like tweets and texts and everything saying that she might have stolen the design from a Brooklyn-based designer.
I saw that.
So
why don't you go to that designer, Danielle? Be an American.
Because then it's not Kardashian. What the fuck am I doing?
Oh, God.
Like, what am I doing?
Well, can I tell you, I just caught up with them last night.
So you've caught up with those Kardashians?
I'm all caught up. And I'd never not been caught up, but I hadn't been keeping up for like the last, and we're talking 3 episodes. It's not like so long has gone by.
Backlog. Like,
no. But a new character has joined us that I was pretty shocked about.
Who is this person?
June, Diane, and I have been texting. He's a man named Jamal Davenport. Jamal Davenport is Rob's life coach, who is joining us in every scene in like a bright yellow or turquoise, like popped collar. Have you guys seen? Okay. Mm-hmm. Our guest in April have seen this.
I have not. So
it's
you're really
the wildest. And he's, I don't want to say a hack, but like it just seems very like he's literally, they're paying him almost like a sober coach, it seems like, to just simply do life with Rob.
But like, what does that entail?
He's going to the gym with Rob, and he's literally like massaging his shoulders as they walk into the gym. And he's like, we're not going to be late. We're not going to leave early today. Then they'll be in the car, like in a just transitional moment, like driving in the car. And he's like, what do you want out of life, Rob? Like he's with him at all the times. And then he'll be like, let's stop by China's photo shoot. Let's give her some support, Rob. Then they're putting out index cards on it. And now I'm saying it. I'm like, Jamal's doing a lot.
You said he was a hack, and 5 seconds later, you're like, he's really
No, I'm just jealous. I want Jamal in my life. No tagging.
Can we get Jamal?
I mean,
maybe we should tag Jamal.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, I want this person like to go through life with. Although I guess I have April.
Yeah, and you do have April. Get on it.
Poor April.
I know she does a lot, but is she with you saying like we should stop by Danielle's photo shoot today?
No, she doesn't drag me to anyone's photo shoot.
I mean, like I would have appreciated you today at my daughter's swim lesson. Like there's things that I would have appreciated. Get on it.
And I'm like, it's a bold move to just have a life coach with you at all times. But I feel like they are like, we don't know what else to do with Rob. And so I wish Jamal and Rob's journey well, but it's wild.
How long do you think is it still going on right now, like via Instagram? Because like, how far in advance do they shoot the Kardashians?
I think we're about 4 or 5 months out.
So where are we now with Jamal, we think?
I don't know if Jamal is still with us. I would doubt it.
You don't think?
I would doubt
the test of time?
I would doubt it. It's just so striking to like drop in on an episode and like they're all at dinner and then it like pans and it's like the whole gang, like Court, Penelope, Rob, Jamal.
I feel like though the Kardashians let people in a way, like, you know, there's always an extra plate at the table of someone who's strangely dressed.
Oh, I feel very blessed.
Strange accent. Like, I don't know who they are. I don't know where they touch down. There's usually some plastic surgery involved with them. They make bold wardrobe choices. Like this person there's always a Jamal, I guess is what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess I feel blessed to have known a hair person that did my hair a few times, Jen Atkin.
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
Because she's now Khloe's main hair person and she does all their hair and she's built an empire as she rightfully deserves. I'm sorry, Danielle?
How did you have her? Like, I mean,
sounds very rude.
I meant to say, like, what was she possibly doing with you?
Well, Danielle, she had the privilege of styling these luscious, thick locks.
Yes, they are.
That deserve a low rent hair campaign. But she styled me for the Ellen Show once and other such things. Okay. And on the Ellen Show, I promoted Kris Jenner's book. I think I talked about this in the podcast.
I don't know what has been talked about in the podcast and what has been talked about in life. Like, there's a line that
all I can say is that I promoted her book out of the goodness of my own heart because I really enjoyed Kris's memoir. And then she sent me this like humongous delivery of every single Kardashian product and spelled my name with a K. Yeah. But enough about them. And good luck to Rob and Jamal. What's going on with you?
Well, I have some updates on my daughter. I know on the podcast that I have spoken about her, and she was having some issues with some violence. As she gets older, she's almost 4 now, and
it's getting worse.
No. We've turned a corner, but it's turned a strange corner, and that it's turned into love, not towards me, but towards strangers.
What?
So today, like, she's just like, the other day we were at a Starbucks, and I paid for her to have like one of those cake pops, and she said to the woman at the cash register, like, I love you. And then she said, can I give you a hug? And I was like, please don't. And then
that's so cute,
it's very sweet. But then today there was a stranger jogging by our house, an elder man, just jogging by. We have not seen him. And he was just jogging, and Sydney stops him in his tracks and hugs him, just gets on him. He's got a small child just hanging from him, and Matt was like, Sydney, no, get away, Sydney. She's like, no, like a sweaty elder hairy man. And and she goes, why? And we're like, just no. And the man's like, the man doesn't know what to do. And we're just like, Sydney, no, get. And so she gets off of him. She's like, but I love him. We're just like, no. And so I had to have a conversation with her about, like, we don't hug
strange men
in general, like, maybe no men, but like, you don't hug strangers. And then I explained, like, people are like dog. I said, how like when mommy says, like, we don't touch any dogs until we ask mommy and we ask the person.
And then you said Kingsley.
And I said, because some dogs will bite you.
Kingsley.
Yes, Kingsley, or scratch off your face. And I said, people will do that too. Some people did. I said, it's just like dogs and like people. Some of them are bad.
Wow.
And that was like the first time I've had to have sort of like that conversation.
That's the sort of revolutionary concept.
Yeah.
My parents never taught me that, to the point we had homeless people that would come and live with us. And my parents would, Norm.
Like, God bless Norm. Who's Norm?
No, and later a therapist was like, that's very dangerous that your parents would have like homeless people live.
No, that's like a lot. That's
Oh, sure.
And how did that come to be? Like, knowing your dad now and like knowing what was it?
My parents
it makes sense, but
were crazy, but nothing if not
lovely.
But when I say generous, I mean like with no boundaries, like to a place that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it sounds it.
Oh yeah. I guess I don't need to explain it anymore. Like,
wait, it was weird.
But see, I didn't think it was weird at the time. Norm was the cook at my mom. My mom was a preschool director, and Norm was the cook. And then one night she came in, and most people would fire someone at this point. She came into the preschool like really, really late at night and found Norm sleeping on a cot amidst like beer cans and stuff. And she was like, oh, Norm's homeless. So she's like, if you stop drinking, because he really needed the job, he was the cook for the kids. Norm came to live with us one winter. And literally, he's talking about elder, like homeless gentlemen. We'd be like, you would just pan down a couch and be like, my brother, me, Norm, on a couch fighting for the remote. He was you, Jamal. We'd be fighting for the remote. My brother would be like, Norm always wants to watch the news. But I do have a very funny story about Norm.
Please, I would love to hear it.
Very quickly. And then like once I had friends over for beers and people were like, who's that guy walking around your living room? I'm like, it's Norm. I'm like, ignore him. And I'm like, Norm, better not tell my parents I'm drinking. And he wasn't very communicative as a person. So one day Norm is gone.
Okay.
Like hide nor hair. No one's seen him. Norm, of course, had a set of keys to come and go at his own leisure.
As one does with a stranger in your house.
And he's gone. And it was a blizzard in Washington, D.C. And So it was a snow day. So my brother and my mom and I, no, my mom wasn't there. It was my brother and my dad and I were watching TV, to see if like the schools are going to be canceled, if you're not going to have school. So we're looking at the little ticker on the news to see if school's coming. Now we just know in the back of our mind, Norm's gone. And my mom's like worried because as we know, Norm has a drinking problem. As we know, it's winter.
No, it's
a lot of
Norm's
issues.
homeless. Like I would be worried too.
And my mom's like, I mean, if Norm has a place to come back to, why is he choosing not to? Like, it's not good.
Yeah.
So we're watching and it's like Loudoun County. We're looking at all the counties to see if we have school. And all of a sudden there's doing a news report, when there's a blizzard from Reagan National Airport. And a woman's like, many travelers have been snowed in at the airport, like this doctor. And she pans and there's Norm at the airport. My brother's like, Norm? And Norm is like scamming a reporter. And he's like, well, I've been stranded here for a few days. And we're just like, Norm's at the airport.
And Norm is a doctor?
Norm ain't no doctor. It was the wildest. My mom was like later, like, well, I guess Norm found a nice place to stay.
I guess he did. Did he ever go? Oh my God.
No, we never saw Norm again, but it was such a beautiful way to find out where Norm was. To see him live on Channel 4.
The way that lives came together and then separated and then came together again.
Like, would Norm rather stay at the airport than our house?
I mean, what was going on at your house that Norm, the airport full of crowded,
explosive Italian fights at every juncture.
Maybe it was you being like, Norm, I'm drinking. Shut the fuck up.
Maybe Norm felt triggered by me.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have drank in front of an alcoholic.
All that is to say, Danielle, I would have liked the conversation you gave to Sydney, which is like, some people are bad, because to this day I'm like, everybody's great.
Well, I did, after this, I was like, I think I need to take this seriously. Like, just in terms of like, she's at that age where I have to like introduce like stranger danger and tricky people and all those things. And so I literally did, that's what they're called now, guys, tricky people. FYI. What? We don't say stranger danger, we say tricky people.
Why don't we say stranger danger?
Because people, I looked up a website. Guys have done some Googling today. Yeah. So watch out. But basically, like, it's not usually like strangers, but it's always like kind of like a person that's trying to trick you into doing something. Like adults shouldn't want help from a child, or adults shouldn't. So like if someone, or like
tell you a secret.
Tell you a secret. So if someone's trying to be tricky with you, that's what to look out for. So that's how like kids are supposed to like get their instincts as tricky people. That's the new wordage for it.
I'm going to keep my eyes open.
Yeah, for some tricky people. So no one try and trick me, because you're obviously trying to get me.
You seem titillated.
Guys, it's been,
Let's take a break and bring out our guest. Let's take a quick break. We're back.
Now, this guest I'm very excited about, because I've just come to know her recently, but I've become obsessed with her. She's so funny, and she's a fellow comedy writer.
A fellow scribe in the coal mines with us.
Yes, and she also, here's a brilliant thing she did. She came to our live show, our Halloween show, and when we had our costume contest, she came in third. And we didn't even know her now, and now she's become a friend, and I'm very excited. So,
who is she dressed as? Just tell our viewers.
Well, I'll let her tell.
Okay.
Please welcome to the show, Margee Magee.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, Margee.
I want to shout out Jess Lamore, because she was the one who took me to that show.
Oh, our good friend Jess Lamore, who's been on the show.
And inspired me to put shower caps on my feet and go as Rocio, the housekeeper at Villa Rosa.
Yes. Wow. And it was, you won third place. Obviously, you impressed us.
I felt pretty great.
It was a beautiful costume.
It was
you
white
came in
clothes
behind
and shower caps.
Yolanda.
She was a lot. She was amazing.
Yeah, and then who was she? Was first place? I can't remember.
She was first place.
Who was second?
Yolanda was first place.
Yeah.
Never broke character.
Never.
And that was worrying.
Yeah. And then I was like, is this Yolanda? And then second place, I can't remember. So obviously, I don't know what that was. Yeah, but they were great.
I feel like second place was like a punny one.
Yeah.
Right? It was like a pack of people.
Or was it a pack of people?
I can't remember. This is not interesting.
No, it's not.
No, not
sorry.
to anyone but us. But and then you came in third. You really
sure did.
And there were a lot of people dressed. So to come in third in that environment.
Halloween party was so much fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that again.
Yeah,
that was so much fun.
It's amazing. A good time.
But you're a huge Housewives Bravo. Obviously,
Junkie.
Kardashian fan.
Yeah, you were nodding your head knowingly at Jamal Davenport.
Jamal Davenport, I find the size of the rocks in his ears are like shocking and confusing, because he's a life coach. Is that really such a lucrative position, but apparently if you work with the Kardashians,
I
this
feel
is
like
no
he's
like
making some money.
clearly.
Who else are his clients?
It's
Who
in
else
his
is he
ears.
coached into? Like,
I haven't looked into him, and please don't tag him because, again, I feel badly what I said. But
what did you say that was so bad? I don't even know that you said.
I
You
said
just
the word hack.
Yeah, but then you said I need him, so I felt like
Okay.
you bought it back like in 5 seconds.
Okay.
I mean,
Margee, how did you get into Housewives? What's your Bravo? What do you love?
We like to ask people what was your opening? What brought you?
that's a great question. I have no idea. Somehow, I must have just seen a preview for The Real Housewives of Orange County. I've been watching since
Yeah.
conception.
Casey and I nod with like, yeah, we've all been there.
It's gnarly. And and I was in from jump. Like it was just, Jenna Keogh and like all of that messiness. It was lovely. And I haven't missed. Well, I couldn't do Miami. Couldn't get on
either
board.
I could not get on board in Miami.
DC, I tried, but I was like, honk shoe, this doesn't go anywhere. And that's, and I can't do Southern Charm, not.
Savannah.
Right.
Yeah, we're.
Other Southern Charm is not.
Can't
my
do
jam.
that.
Do you do
But
Below
literally
Deck?
everything else.
And Below Deck Med?
No. I couldn't quite get into those. I don't know why.
Watch them on a plane. You'll change your mind.
Great.
And
Done.
then never watch them again.
Okay. And and I watch everything. I watch the Kardashians. I watch The Bachelorette.
Oh, wow.
Everything's terrible. I'm a
Yeah.
horrible
so funny.
person with a lot of time.
We've never discussed really Bachelor or
We'll sometimes have
Bachelorette.
Paul Scheer come on and like do a segment.
Yeah.
We did it before.
But we just don't really go there.
No, and I even won my Bachelor League, like 5 years ago.
I actually feel like so many people cover those shows.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're too long.
yeah, they're 2 hours a piece, and then there's like a wrap-up show. It's just too much. And it's just, I have to.
I know
like,
people love them.
but yet I make time to watch everything else.
I haven't been watching since Andrew Firestone.
Oh,
Wow.
That was like 10 years ago.
But you were in the league with us after that, like our Bachelor League, where you just.
But I wasn't watching, and I was asking
Phoning it
friends
in.
for.
Wow.
Well, I thought it was fun to be in a
Sure.
league, but
I
then I had to watch.
It's a
No,
lot.
it's not great. It's not great.
Guys, should we get into New York?
Yes.
We wanted to open Margee with just a quote that happened this week. This is a scene with Ramona is out to dinner with her 21-year-old daughter and all their friends. And we'll just read a 2-line snippet because it felt very important. Danielle will be playing Avery, and I'll be playing one of Avery's friends. This is them talking to Ramona about Pellegrino.
Pellegrino is like my water growing up. I called it water.
That's one of my favorite things from being in your house growing up. Like, always cold water bottles.
And scene.
Beautiful.
Wow.
That was
Poetry. Sometimes there's poetry in the
words
strangest places.
jump out at you, and we had to just open with that.
Sometimes Pellegrino is water. That's like a haiku.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Guys, what an episode.
It was a real smorgasbord. Is that
Tricky
how you
people.
Tricky people.
Everybody's
Talk
tricky
about
people.
tricky people. There was a tricky Frenchman. A real tricky Frenchman.
Nothing happened, and yet I'm really wound up.
Yeah.
I think I wrote down at some point in the middle, isn't the show supposed to be aspirational? I hate their lives this week. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And sad.
There was a lot of sadness. Even like their Christmas, their holiday celebrations were empty.
I just felt lonely the whole
I
time.
did too.
And I felt like the heat of when Ramona's with Avery and her friends, it's just everyone's equally horny, but it's really inappropriate that Ramona is like, everyone, it's gross. It's so supercharged with like teenage hormones, but they're 50.
But you're right. Every single party or scene was so lonely, including Luanne's wedding, which
They didn't-
reception?
They did not even give the time of an entire segment. All these other girls, we've had episodes, we've had series, we've had like don't be tardy for
Specials.
and this got not even like to commercial break. Like it was they went to Chinatown one scene later
They
to like
treated
look
it-
at ducks.
it was
hanging in the
so
window.
shocking.
Yeah.
They didn't even like promote it as Luanne's wedding. It was just truly in the middle of it. She was like, I'm getting married.
And we were like, what?
And it
There's
was
no
the
way.
same weight that they gave Ramona's flashback to her charity party that
Yeah,
also we
and,
didn't
like
see and didn't
sepia
care about.
toned. Like we don't care. You were saying you said sepia, like it was given sepia, which means like it's not
Like this happened in the
enough.
past, but it wasn't like interesting enough for us to play the whole
Yes,
thing.
like, we
for
don't
you
care
guys.
about
Don't
it.
care. Same with Luanne's wedding.
That was
so odd.
I couldn't believe. I was like, we're already in Chinatown. Like it was so like. I mean, blink and you'll miss it. Dorinda came drunk, the most interesting thing, at noon.
It was so weird. Like, I really can't believe, I guess maybe they felt like with all the cheating, they couldn't do like Luanne and Tom's wedding special, but they know we need it.
Yeah, it just felt like we're all still going through with it, so we might as well. Luann's pretending, so can we, is how I feel.
Is Tom really a billionaire or whatever?
No.
Like, he's not.
No, Margee, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that relieved. I feel relieved.
Really?
I really thought he was the grocery store giant. Is he not?
No.
No.
What?
We made it up. We made it up.
Someone was saying they
You guys
thought
are tricky
that.
people too.
We are tricky people.
No, he's not. And I think he's like got money, but they keep saying a penthouse. But I hate to do brass tacks here with you guys, but if you'll remember Anthony and Tamanek, who played Trump in our show in New York, had been there and said it was quite small.
Yeah, in a penthouse world. I mean,
I couldn't afford it, but I'm just saying I don't think Tom is not like
yeah, he's
captain of industry.
Yeah, I think the fact that he's single and breathing and never been married before and doesn't, to these women maybe have like the baggage of kids and an ex-wife, he is very desirable and has like a job, I guess.
And quite a chokehold.
Yeah. Oh,
guys,
my
we all
goodness.
When he took her by the throat, we screamed.
They should have put like a boing sound effect in, because we know that's like where it was headed for him. It was so fucking sexual and really inappropriate. Sorry,
it was so please. All we do is good. It was like I've never been grabbed like that in my life.
I'd like to
go to New York and run into Tom.
I like, maybe if someone were like about to murder me, I would feel that, but it was shock. Like, I am still like,
I feel like he has to have an even more aggressive masculine energy to match Luanne and her Art Deco limestone necklaces.
It looked like
her
the
piece.
mirror on the
she
wall.
She doesn't wear necklaces. She wears
Snow White.
pieces.
Yeah.
Like, they are like, they're so heavy.
I mean, I know last week, Margee, I was saying like I've turned a corner with Tom and I'm seeing the light and I'm finding him attractive. Now I'm still there, but less so, because to see him in that white suit when he was like, "Oh, where's my wine?"
at
the wedding was just distasteful.
I felt like from seeing him at the altar with the officiant that had like a Peaky Blinders haircut.
Yes.
It was so weird. But at the altar, it looked like his energy was like on starter blocks for a sprint. He was like, I don't want to do this. I want to get out of here. Someone fire the gun so I can run.
And he never, like, I would feel like if you had been caught cheating in front of the world, like publicly, not just like in front of all your friends, but the world knows you cheated, I would stay away from things like, well, she wanted me to wear a ring. Like, I would.
Or a drag queen, possible drag queen popping out of a cake and Tom like doing a boa around her like, ha ha ha.
What was the meaning of that?
Was it Marilyn Monroe? And doesn't she usually sing happy birthday?
I don't know.
What's happening?
You know what? I think it was
like
also
Luanne
Tom's
was
birthday.
Oh, it was?
Now that I'm remembering, guys, I'm flashing on something.
I feel like Luanne was like, we're going to have a lot of fun at the wedding. Let's add a little fun.
We're going to have a little something for everyone.
Yes.
Also kept saying I hate when men say this about weddings. It makes me crazy, which is like, she worked so hard, as if it were like her thing. You don't give two shits. It's her deal. I'm just showing up.
He kept saying she put her heart and soul in this. But the way he was saying it was like, why?
Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I do feel like a lot of men, like I've heard other men do that. It makes me furious. It's like, then don't fucking do it. If you don't care about this wedding, you don't care about this party, you don't care about this, what this is, then don't make it seem like, well, she wanted this bullshit. I mean, obviously there's so much else wrong with their relationship. I don't know why I'm hopping on that, but like, it just made me crazy.
I think he was just speaking some truth. Like, she did put her heart and soul into the wedding and the marriage, and he is out.
And he's out.
Never been in. He put a ring on her finger, I don't know, in like the throes of a chokehold.
And she literally, the minute the wedding was over, she's like, I did it. Like flicking everybody off, kissing the birds, like, fuck off, everyone. Like,
as though getting married wipes the slate clean from the emotional issues you've had.
It's just the beginning of something really terrible.
And really
as the
hard.
reception
Like, it's
set
just
us
like,
up for.
marriage is a journey. It is the ups and downs.
I'll quote
and
June
work.
Diane, marriage is long.
But it is. And to be like, just get him to the aisle. It's like, because she's like, I proved everyone I got him wrong. I got him to the aisle. It's like, no. You proved everyone right. We all knew that you were determined to get him to the aisle.
It's not a great sign when nobody wants to celebrate your union. When everyone's like, another party, bleh, those two. Like, that's not a great, like, congratulations.
And it's not a great sign when the minister says this line, love is reckless. It's like, ooh. And then we're treated, after the wedding, we go to the saddest party of all time.
Guys, when Bethany walked in there and it was empty.
This is a post-wedding reception, a second reception for people that weren't invited to Tom and
Not
Luanne's.
people who couldn't come, but people who were not invited.
It was like a basement multi-purpose room of like, a retired kindergarten or something. The lighting was god-awful.
And just a carpet. Like
brown, diarrhea brown.
In New York City, you will not go into a space where there is a carpet. Like that doesn't exist.
It's brick and hard walls.
And you said there was like, you were seeing a lot of emergency lights.
Yes, there was like those emergency lights, exit signs illuminated. And it's also low. The ceiling was at like,
No
5'8".
No decor, just like a few cocktail tables and like a votive here or there.
And then just wine. It just felt so... I didn't see an app go by.
No.
I just kept seeing more and more red and white poured. Like buttery whites.
Which I enjoy.
And acidic reds.
Again, I enjoy both of those things.
Joyless. And it
Joyless.
Yes.
Yes.
It was just, I felt dead. I felt
It
less
was
than nothing.
dead
I felt
inside.
dead.
It was nothing happening. It was the saddest thing
And
I've
it all
ever
feels
seen.
so fake, doesn't it? Luanne's behavior, like, I can't tell if anybody likes anybody anymore.
I don't think
I can tell
anyone
Dorinda
does.
likes red wine because her teeth
were stained red.
purple. But
And that speech, I mean, it was crazy. She literally
quotes
says
from
in
it.
her speech, she's like, I'll tell you, going to the wedding, though, I felt better about the marriage. I finally felt better about the marriage.
Much better about everything.
That's a terrible thing to say. She slammed them like 27 different ways.
And nobody seemed upset about it. Everyone was like, damn, girl, you're saying what we're all thinking,
And
basically.
I mean, I know Bethany and Luanne have had their stuff, but it's not great at someone's reception to be like toasting, like, to all the women you fucked. Let's get out of
know.
here.
Bethany was harsh this episode.
To
She couldn't even enjoy ice cream. It's like, you got chocolate and you're so stupid. Like everything is like,
who's ever heard of dim sum? You never heard of a dim sum? They just drive a cart around. Who ever heard of dim sum? It's like, so who cares? Who cares if she's never been to dim sum? Why are you so angry?
it feels like the concept of that afternoon was like a cool stroll through Chinatown with fun friends. And it just felt like Carol was being like punished and drill sergeanted and shamed.
And I felt the
time.
undercurrent of the scene was somewhat sad, which is like Bethany's daughter's probably away for New Year's with Mr. Hoppy.
the madman.
Yikes.
And Carol's like choosing for her boyfriend to move out, but putting a good spin on it, even though seems to be what she wants. And it's like the two of them, it could have been like a nice scene of like they're banding together, like they're with each other. But Bethany feels so miserable to me.
Yeah, she's angry, but she's
So
always been
angry.
angry. I also believe that like this is just one other thing in her anger.
I know we talk about it a lot, but there is something about how cool she thinks she is within her anger that bothers me.
I was just
You're
gonna
not
say,
that cool.
It's like when she gets more confident, she gets more aggressive and angry and unfun.
Yes.
We
Agreed.
my sister and I call my dad Funsies. Like fun sees because he stops all fun because
Yeah.
he's that person. And that's all I could think of with her. It's just like anytime you're trying to enjoy something, you get yelled at because you did it wrong. It's like, this is a terrible.
But then so self-congratulatory about her, and I put this in quotes, glamorous Christmas party. Ooh,
That Christmas party,
that white tree?
that skinny
Luge.
girl luge.
No.
The product placement is
No, I said to you too. Today, did I post an ad on Instagram for Home Goods? Yes, I did. But you know what? That's okay. I've had it with the skinny girl placement.
me too.
And first of all,
I say this, whereas if Skinny Girl would like me to advertise, I will do it.
And I have. And I really love the margarita, and I do stand behind that. But I have to say, like, it's not something you're like, you don't get drunk on Skinny Girl.
And hasn't she hit the success?
Yes.
Like, I know that there's always more. You can always make more money, but at some point, do you need more
I
money?
think what's happened is she sold the company. She's not like involved, but how she's still making a huge revenue stream is by saying, I will promote it across all my platforms. And she doing it.
But like in a way where it's just like she literally comes into places and just puts down like a
She's like in a dentist's office rolling in a full bar.
so strange.
Now, Margee, you had some thoughts about the attire of the women.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was only a party for 6 girlfriends. Because if that was my life, everyone would show up in mismatched pajamas, like
Yeah.
plaid flannel pants from college and like a as few holes as you can find t-shirt.
Yeah.
And they're like glitter, tits out, full heels. Like, what?
I know, like dressed in like gold lame.
And to do
Disco earrings.
to do a luge, which is like, that's what we
each
did
other.
in a basement of a frat house. Like, why are you wearing why are you
And Bethany's
wearing-
like, this is fun. This is fun. This is really
this
fun.
is gonna be a fun party. Like Dorinda's party is the home party, but this is the fun party. It's like,
she's so intense.
And who
Like-
drew their faces on those ornaments? The guy from Earwolf that did Danielle and I's stickers?
honestly, I would have preferred.
just nobody looked like anybody. It was just like squiggly hair and
They
suggestions
all
of
honestly
eyes.
looked better, but they
Squiggly
did.
hair is so Tinsley. Just squiggly hair, too high of a ponytail.
I did write down, Tinsley looked so miserable taking her shot from the luge. She just looked like she was being accosted by
Tinsley is already dead and she doesn't know it.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
What
Like,
if Tinsley is a ghost and this is a Sixth Sense season?
it's so strange.
That'd be
She might not exist.
She doesn't. On the show, she
she
doesn't.
might as well not exist.
Right? But I'm afraid they're going to bring her back.
They will.
No, they cannot.
You're right, Margee.
Because
They
they're
will.
getting rid of the Countess. Because like now, who cares? What, we're gonna watch Tom cheat some more and her like put a cookie jar in his
But what are we
house?
supposed to watch Tinsley do?
Well, Tinsley did say after her miserable luge shot, she goes, "I could have several more of those." With like a period kind of intensity. It was just like,
Her jokes, again, I put in
Are-
quotes in the
Ugh.
testimonials. What were some of them? She'll just be like,
They're so
she'll go, insert foot.
oh, with a gesture, like a cartoon.
There was one great moment though tonight when they were all talking about dating, and she was like, "I get attached." And it was like,
It's like, yeah, you do, sweetie.
Yeah.
You got a mugshot to prove it, baby
that
girl.
was just like where we saw those eyes, kind of like those beady eyes going back and forth.
She
and
was
back
like,
and forth.
how could you not be monogamous?
Yeah, it was just like, we know.
And her like lashes flew off her head.
So I mean, but I'm not enjoying even that. So it's
No,
like,
we had fun with that in exchange, but
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying Tinsley.
No, and I feel like the competition between like Sonia culling New York for men for Tinsley and then sleeping with all of them is like, what is this?
I've never thought I'd say this, but I'm like bored by that. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
and like the French guy.
And now Sonia's place is like a halfway house for like everyone she's doing.
You know, we're
and
gonna
her
see-
Sonia's
friends.
place is like
You know who we're
Norm
gonna
is
see?
showing up.
I was gonna say we're gonna see Norm. All of a sudden, it's gonna be like this doctor's movie.
My intern is a doctor. He was stuck in the airport, but he finally got here.
Norm would do well to
Yeah,
bop on over to the Upper East
He
Side.
would do great there.
It's messy.
It's just that French guy, and then we saw like a bit of Rocco, who was definitely like, and it's not even because of the age with the French guy. Like he just seems.
He was like, it was so clear that he wanted to be on TV and he's doing this to be on TV, and his hair was like, the swoop was ready for TV.
And yeah, his like,
I feel like he went to Dry Bar with Tinsley that morning.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
And what's that called? He had like, is bespoke a thing?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Whatever. I feel like
don't
what he was
know.
wearing was bespoke. I don't know what the word means, but it always
But
sounds
it
fancy
was.
when people use it.
But then when he turns his head, it's like he's doing that half bowl cut on the top, like, what's that? Adam Family guy? Munster?
Oh,
Eddie
Herman?
Munster?
Eddie Munster?
Is that someone?
I don't know. Yes, I think
Like,
so.
it's like a mushroom cap top
Yes.
head and then shaved on the bottom was just like,
That's the priest too, the officiant too. Everyone's
yes.
doing that. What
And
is
Sonia
that?
was so
Stop it.
weird when he showed up at that thing from her and she was all
she
drunk.
was like giddy and drunk, but she did look tan. I think she had been in like St. Bart's or whatever.
The only man on the show that I felt warmly about was Ramona's date in the sad basement party.
Yes, I
Jan?
too was like, now someone has a guy that seems like, but
And she turned her back on him. Like, here's this like decent
She's
human being.
so mean to these guys.
she is, and it's like Ramona, like these guys like you. Why not give him a chance? Unless you.
Speaking of guys at these parties, was this the party when the, as you called him, Margee, round ginger extra was spotted?
Yes,
Margee
yes.
was like, what did you say about him?
I said he was a statement piece because the camera caught him for a fraction of a second and it was
Looked
jarring.
like an adult Cabbage Patch, and I say
It
that.
elicited screams.
Yeah, we were all like, oh.
He looked inflated. He literally, he was so
He looked
evenly
inflamed.
Yeah.
inflamed and inflated. He looked so evenly poofed.
And I do
He
love.
looked like I do pregnant. Like I was like, there I am.
I do love some of the extras, these party extras in New York, because they scrounge them off the street. Like these aren't people that anyone hangs out with. Like these are extras, pure and
think?
simple.
I feel like that was
do.
like a crew guy, and they were like, "This basement is so empty. Just like drop your grip work or
And go
whatever."
out there.
I don't think that.
Let's just turn on the
I
emergency
don't think that
lights.
guy
and-
could handle being a grip.
And I hope he
seem
never
to-
hears the
yeah.
things we're saying. I feel bad
I know.
because he seemed very nice.
Yeah, I'm sure he's lovely.
I'm sure he's a darling.
it was
human
just,
being.
again, sometimes you take a look around at the extras.
Yes.
And again, they're not even like union extras. These are people that are just like standing around, like waiting for someone to
This whole episode felt like the A team, like our normal people all had the stomach flu and they were out. And in come like all of the interns who were like, well, we can do it. We can put on a show. And like, this is what we got. We got
it was
a weird,
real grab bag.
Yeah.
And I didn't like anything I grabbed.
No, except Jim.
And Ramona in that scene with her daughters, it was just it's so, ugh. And then when Ramona went over to Dorinda's after the wedding and she's like, I need all the deets. Give me all the deets. That's how my son talks. He's like, taxi. So overdone. He's like, Mama, what's this? And that's Ramona. I'm like, are you drunk or are you a 2-year-old?
She's high. I think Dorinda's never not drunk anymore.
Really?
Don't you think she looks so puffy?
Well, and also the fact that she like forgot to make airline tickets for a wedding she knew she
Didn't
was
bring the
going
dress?
to. Didn't bring the dress. Like,
Didn't know hair and makeup time and showed up drunk at noon.
Yikes.
just like I was like, well, these women are getting on, but I'm also like, but there's another problem. Like we can all remember a wedding we're in.
Probably it's not like you're in your mid-20s and everyone's getting married and you just forgot one. It's like
you're
this
right.
is all that anyone
Yeah.
has talked about for a year plus.
Yeah.
That wedding,
Yeah.
Dorinda, on New Year's Eve, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Remember when John showed up
How
at
many
the
things-
bad party?
With a baseball cap on?
Yes, again, just a mixed bag. Like it was shocking, but it was also so expected. It felt so right for where we were in that party and everyone we had seen at
Did
that
you
point.
guys hear that little side conversation John had with Carol where he just sizes up her dress and he goes, I can shrink that for you. I was like, what?
I honestly thought about John this week because I bought a pair of white pants, which is something I never do. I just don't enjoy a white pant. I had a menstrual cycle in a pair of white shorts when I was a teen, and it
Look,
has
if
scarred
you can wear a
me.
pair of white pants, I applaud you.
I don't-
Not you, anyone. It's so
I
brave.
don't normally, but I bought and I spent some money because to buy a white pant, you have to invest in
Well, it needs to be a
make-
thick fabric.
Yeah, exactly. And then I like wore them twice and then sat on what I believe to have been a melted crayon. I don't know for sure. That's what.
It calls for John.
And
Look,
I
when you
literally-
need
and I
John,
was
you
like
need
a
John.
green, like deep. And I was like, how do I get this out? Like I tried to picture myself, and then I was like, John would know what to do. Like I literally
John
thought that to myself.
Bedestian?
I want to say it's like
but what's the name of the place? It's like Ladyfingers
Madame-
Dry Cleaning or something. It's so femme.
Madame
Such a weird-
Paulette. It's Madame
Madame
Paulette.
I'm always like, what?
Ladyfinger.
Where did he pull Madame Paulette, or most likely his father?
I feel like it's his mom or something.
Yeah.
Madam.
R.I.P.
Like all of it. So odd. I
But
feel
it's like an accountant going around being like, you got so many problems, like I can fix that for you. John's like sizing up people's clothes and be like, I get that out for you.
Yeah. He
Get a
literally
party.
is like, I feel like, yeah, he looks around the party being like, I could shrink that. I could sew that. I could put a button on that. Like he's like, you know how like the Terminator, when the Terminator like goes around seeing people and it's like, oh, woman, she works for this company. Like, like he's just like, their dry cleaning needs all like come to him in computer form. Just
He's like, starch that one. Oh, I could bleach that one.
Well, then how
that
did-
one has semen all over it. I get that next. Just like, what?
How did he let Dorinda out of the house wearing like a Western shirt attached to like clown patterned skirt?
Well, as we've always
was
said on
that
this podcast,
dress?
everything Dorinda wears is just like things people didn't pick up at Madame Paulette's. Like it's always just
But
like,
that was like a combination. Like he sewed a few things together because it was insane.
And
Yeah.
what was Dorinda wearing? April, you pointed out at Bethany's party. All the women, again, wrongfully so,
Yes.
are in their sequins and then Dorinda's in like a Little
sweater,
Red Riding Hood
cardigan.
sweater set.
Like
and then when
looking-
she showed up, she truly did look like Santa.
Yeah.
She had a red sweater on and then a white boa.
she enjoys, her and her sister both like enjoy looking
Yeah.
like Santa. Like that's something that they lean into a little bit.
And it was so sad when she showed up because she enjoyed Bethany's decoration so much. She was like, now this is a party. Like, you're speaking my language. Then they got to Bethany and testimonials just like, my party's not going to be shit like the Berkshires. It's like,
Well,
oh.
she treated Dorinda like garbage because Dorinda's like, look at these ornaments. She's like, don't touch them. I'm going to have everyone get them at the end together. I was like, God, nothing's fun.
like nothing, because she has to have everything how she like she's a control
Yes.
freak, and so it has to be how like she wants to do it.
Everybody do the luge. Let's do the luge. That was fun. Everybody get your ornament. That was fun. It's just
Yes.
like,
And
everything's
honestly,
a
I could see
fucking
myself
chore.
being that. There is a little of me in that, and I have to
No.
like forgive that side of myself.
And again, I have an assistant. I had an assistant when I was an assistant.
I
and
heard
that's
that.
a story
Did
for
you tell
another
me?
time.
I knew
But I'm saying like the amount of assistants that she has is a cry for help. It's just so
Because she doesn't have family and she doesn't really have friends. She treats friends like assistants.
Her driver, I feel like her paid employee is
Sure.
like her closest confidant.
Yeah.
And that poor guy is like, whatever. He's clocking in and then he clocks out.
But can I ask something about
he
that
goes back to New
driver?
Jersey. He's like, I'm so glad to be away from
Yeah,
Bethany.
he's got a family that loves him.
Oh, yeah.
I believe
They're
that.
having like a really joyful Christmas party.
Yes!
That's like
Well,
eggnog.
you know how
and
it's like
Bethany
people-
like
I feel like it's like
sees it through
Ebenezer
the window
Scrooge.
and it's
yeah, like I feel like she's just like they're like, come on in, Mrs. Scrooge, come on in, Bethany. Like it's okay, come into the warmth. And she's like, I've never been with a family before.
she's like, is it at the racetrack?
yeah,
Oh.
like she's
Your tree
like,
is green from the forest?
Yeah, she's
I got
like,
mine at
what is
Saks.
happening? Like a child sits on her lap and she's like, what
She's
are
like,
you doing,
here's some
Jack?
skinny girl in your bottle. What?
And for you, some skinny girl for you, Tiny Tim. Like she's just
They try to serve her eggnog, and that's just like, it's too much. It's
And
cream
then
and
like
actual booze.
whoever is like teaching her, Christmas future and
Yeah.
past, it's like, Bethany, skinny girl's not the way to everyone's heart.
She's like, what? She has to go see like the Ghost of Christmas Past, which is like her at a racetrack, and like the Ghost of Christmas Now, which is just like her and a bottle of Skinny Girl, like just like talking to the little skinny girl in the bottle, and then like the Ghost of Christmas Future
Is her just like cutting herself with skinny girl.
and then she like wakes up Christmas morning. She's like, fuck that. That was crazy. I'm going back to doing what I do. Like she didn't learn anything.
I'm sure. She just wants
Oh,
to be
God,
rich
guys.
and skinny. But as,
Guys, I'm writing this movie. No one take it from me.
it's great.
It's called A Skinny Girl Christmas, sponsored by Skinny Girl.
And then you're gonna go to them for sponsorship.
Yes, of course.
And
Guys,
they will
I can't
do
make
it.
this for free. It takes a lot of money to make a movie. I don't have $6 million.
And Bethany will do like a weird cameo where she looks to camera
but
and like,
you know
winks.
what? She would do
100%
it
she
percent. If
would.
I just
Sure.
say Skinny Girl and call Skinny Girl a movie, she's in.
I think she'd be like, I like that I don't learn anything in the end. That's like fun. That's like part of it. That's like the cool part of it.
Yeah, she's like, this is gonna be fun.
It's great.
Again, Bethany's been lovely to me. Okay,
Yeah.
let's take a quick break.
Yes.
Guys, we're back. We'd love to discuss. Are we ready to move on? Do we think we can move on?
I think we can
Yeah.
move on. Was there anything else in New York?
to a little Baba Boo.
Baba Boo.
Baba Boo.
Oh yeah.
Southern Charm. Let's talk about it, guys. I mean, I'd like to turn everyone's attention, if you haven't read the recap that our dear Brian Moylan did in New York Magazine of Southern Charm. He has quite an opinion about this week's episode.
really
He takes a
does.
stand.
I read it before I even watched the episode, and so I was fired up before I even I was like, yes, and I had to write him and be like, Brian, this is. You said it's a manifesto.
Yes, he basically takes the opinion that what happened with Shep and what is her goddamn
Chelsea.
name?
But as
Chelsea.
Cameron says, Chelsea. It has a T in it. Chelsea. I'm like,
Hey girl.
like how my mom says ketchup. It's like, ew,
What?
it's not. Oh yeah,
How can you stand for
I
that?
can't. And she also says cholesterol. And
What?
she says a lot of things wrong.
Where's she from?
from New Orleans.
That's so cute.
But Cameron
I'm
is
offended.
insistent on Chelsea.
Chelsea, I think, has a good heart, but I just can't. She's so
But,
normal.
and I don't know why I'm so upset that I found out she was on Survivor, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't. And
That's
like,
why she and Cam are friends. They both are like reality whores.
And I don't know why, like with Cameron, I'm like, yeah, I knew she was on The Real World. Who cares? But like with Chelsea, I'm like, what? How dare she be on another reality show? I don't know why I'm like offended by that. Even though like they've all
Because she's
been
like
on a
not
million.
trying to get along, really. She's like keeping everyone at arm's length. She's like, I don't know what her deal is. What? She's real masculine, more masculine than the men. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Okay.
You don't-
She looks
Yeah.
beautiful. If you watched it sound down, you'd be like, what a pretty girl. And then she's so.
And then when you turn the sound up, she's like, we gotta catch us some
Yeah.
fish.
yeah, she's like, well, I got crawfishing.
I haven't fired a gun in a while.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
like-
okay.
I gotta turn on when you find that gun.
I'm like,
She's like, you need a haircut,
And again,
Shep.
I am from the South, so no offense.
And no
But-
offense to anyone here. People are gonna take offense to that for sure.
But you know what? It's okay. We say offensive things here.
Quick question. Why isn't Whitney in the opening credit sequence?
Do we need? I don't even
It's
notice
his
it.
show. I
But
feel
I don't
like
even
he has
notice it.
turned on it. He's embarrassed. Look at his body language. In every scene, he's saying like, "I really don't want to be doing this."
But what is he embarrassed
uncomfortable.
about?
I guess
Have
he
you
wants to
seen
be
his
doing another one of his
documentary?
Halston documentaries.
You guys, do yourself a favor and go read the Rotten Tomato reviews of Whitney's documentary.
Or I'll do you one better. I told you I watched it.
You watched it. I just read the reviews, and they
amazing.
are brutal. They are
scathing.
personal. They don't even know this guy, and they're like, "This is a selfish asshole's attempt to do something for himself." Like people, the reviews are incredible.
But I feel like Whitney is really turned on the show, and it's kind of it's. I don't like watching
turned
it because,
on the show.
Yeah, but he's in the show and he made the show. So part of me is like, but if you don't like it,
Yeah,
well,
go down with your own ship.
What am I supposed to watch?
Go
And I
down with
still
your own
like
ship?
it.
Yeah, I go down with your own
Is there a rim
ship.
shot? Did somebody do that?
Good
No, that
one.
That was great. That was impressive. I enjoyed it. I'm sorry I'm not giving it more due.
I feel like Whitney's had a lot of fillers and injections as well. So he
Yeah.
doesn't emote or express. He's just
Maybe that's
wax.
part of it.
Yeah.
that
Maybe
he's had
that's
too
part of
much
it.
plastic surgery.
He just nothing moves ever, so he looks unaffected all the time. And my assumption is that has to be chemical or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Face poison, but
That I've used.
or
FYI.
he really is just that dead and like doesn't react or respond to anything.
Well, let me just bring you up to speed very quickly with Brian Moylan's point about this episode is that, Austin's somewhat dating Chelsea, but I agree. I don't think they have any chemistry.
That wasn't my problem with what was necessarily happening.
Well,
there.
yes, I'm just filling in, which is that. So then Shep, I guess, felt he's jealous that Austin maybe is with Chelsea or whatever's happening. And he made an advance, tried to kiss Chelsea. None of this is on camera.
Yeah, which is frustrating.
Very problematic for me.
Guys, bravo. Follow these people all the fucking time.
Thank you.
Always.
And they were all together at a bar
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
And apparently Shep took Chelsea outside. And what did he say? He was like,
He was like, you and, again, I'm paraphrasing, these people paraphrasing basically, but basically, he was like, you and Austin are nothing. You guys have nothing
You're a
together.
joke.
You and me are the real deal. And then he went to kiss her and she said no.
and then apparently he went to kiss her again.
And she said no. And then was it a third time, I believe?
No, and
too?
then
No.
she just said she went back into the party. So that's kind of what happened. She told Austin, to my eye, and I don't want to disagree with Brian, but Brian felt very like, how would you
It
describe
felt
it?
that sort of like white male privilege of like, I take what I want. I see it. I like it. I'm taking it.
Which,
meaning
of course,
the woman.
yes, 100%.
Yes.
But I didn't feel Shep was coming from a place of like trying to harass Chelsea so much
No.
as he just, yes,
That's
white
how he
privilege.
lives his life.
Well, and I believe him. I think he's kind of a dodo, and Cameron has aggressively filled his head with, if you want to grow up, you have to date her.
Yes.
And he's trying to grow up and buy a house and stuff, but he's he's an
I think
alcoholic.
there is something wrong with him.
Yes.
Oh,
like
there's
he's
completely.
soaked in whiskey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way he really can't connect with a woman, like there's something going on, and I guess relationship will tell us more.
Get to the bottom of that. I'm sure
Which
it'll
we'll
have
also
the
be
insight
covering.
And
But
I did
worry.
turn on Shep this weekend just in terms of like, he's just like, I said that I had a crush on him. And even earlier in this season, when I was like, he's an alcoholic, he's a loser, but I still like him. I still love him. The last 2 weeks, I've just been like, what the fuck? Like, why are people at your house at all hours? And he said
And your
something.
doors open,
He
unlocked.
also said something this week that
Shep.
did bother me.
What are you, my
When he-
parents?
He did say, in regards to Chelsea, I saw something shiny and so I went for it. And that to me was just like, again, I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like his attitude towards women, his general attitude is that they are objects, that they are shiny, and he has to collect all the shiny objects. And that is disgusting.
And it's sad because I think for a time it probably worked for him and made him feel great, but clearly he is a bummed out adult. He's like that scene when Cameron woke him up in bed. I think that was a
real
week or so ago,
bummer.
but that was
And I've just
And
decided.
he's
Telling-
so up his mom's ass. I want to see what she makes of that scene. You know how he's always like, Mama. Hey,
Yeah.
Mama. He's like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, he is like, Mama, did you hear? Mama, I woke up at 9 today, Mama.
Mama, give me cookies and praise, Mama.
Mama, I didn't go out last night, Mama.
Mama, use Daddy's credit card again, Mama.
Mama, can I use a hunting house? Mama,
Mama, have sex with me.
Mama, can I climb back into your uterus?
You're the only woman whose vagina turns me on, Mama.
Yeah, Mama.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
There is something like I keep saying it, but like he makes so much fun of Craig for not having his life together, but he's really like
Yeah, he's
sad
a
case.
lose. Like I turned on him in a way this week where when I was like, I am no longer attracted to Shep.
I had the feeling at the end of the episode, I was so grossed out by him when he walked away from the conversation. Like, if you didn't do anything wrong, just have the conversation. He's like, I have enough friends. I don't need you. Drunk, waddle off.
Yeah.
And in my heart, I was like, I hate him, but everybody loves a comeback story. So maybe he's bottoming out and like maybe he'll pull a Catherine and go to rehab and come back like a cleaned up man.
Okay.
But I don't think anyone takes him to task like they take women to task. Like Catherine stepped out and she's a mom. And so she has to go to rehab and she has to lose her kids and she has to be punished. And Shep is just, that guy, fun Shep.
But you're right, he walks away because he's literally like, no one's ever said anything mean to me. I can't take this.
He can't handle it. And it's just like, I want someone to put him in his place. And again, I'll probably be attracted to him again in 2 weeks. It's a good relationship. But I want to make a call for our listeners. No one sleep with Shep. I know that like some of you have, but I feel like he needs a lesson. And I'm just going to say, guys, let's do this for him. Can we all not sleep with Shep?
That's
and
a
I
great
include
call.
myself. Can we not sleep with Shep?
I don't know if I can stick to that.
Really, Casey, you are not even attracted to him.
I can't promise I will.
But I really feel like, can we all promise today?
Okay.
All of our listeners, I want us to take this pledge, and it's for him. It's for him. If you see him in Charleston, if you see him wherever he travels, let's not sleep with Shep. Can we all just for a few months?
Yeah, just for a few months.
Yeah, and then let's see where we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can we make that promise? And I want everyone to pledge right now. Let's pledge.
Wherever you are.
Easily pledge because I don't go to like bottles and models parties. So like
he comes out to LA. A friend of mine told me that he was like at the UTA offices. That's an agency. Yes. I think our agent told me that he was at, like she got a picture with him. And that's to our agent, do not sleep with Shep. So, sorry, guys.
Okay. I'm also worried, and I think Naomi and Craig need to break up immediately.
Yes, immediately.
It's over.
And I did a dive on their Instagram, though, and I feel like I'm still seeing her pretty recently on there because this was a conversation I jotted down that they had, and it's a tough one. Naomi's like, I don't want to come home from a 14-hour day, and you're still in bed. Craig goes, that's probably because I was trading an offshore market all day and I got tired. It's like, Craig, you were doing no such thing. You were in bed with that weird fat cat.
I hate that cat. I want that cat to die. And I'm... Wow. And I know we've called for the death of many animals on the show, and we are animal lovers.
Only animals that have attacked innocents.
Here's why I want that cat to die.
What's his name? Gizmo?
I don't know.
Gizzy.
Craig is putting everything into that cat, or just that cat needs to move on.
Oh my god!
Or maybe Craig could sew that cat's mouth.
Doesn't he garden
with
also?
the sewing machine.
Oh my god!
Sorry, you seem like a cat person, Margee. The way you're reacting, not you.
I take that so personally. Is it because I told you I was single? You're like, you seem like a cat person.
Margee, I did not.
Margee, don't sleep with Shep.
I have a dog. I'll have you know.
I didn't mean it like that at all.
That's personality.
You seemed upset about Danielle calling for Gizmo to
No,
die.
I'm just having very vivid images of like skinning him and sewing him into like a handbag for Naomi. Like it just is like
for Naomi's French mother.
Yeah. And then using his body as fertilizer in his like
Honestly,
backyard garden.
And I'm not saying for anyone to kill this cat. No one kill this cat. I'm saying
No one was thinking of it.
Okay.
You're asking a lot of our audience. You want them to not sleep with Shep and not kill
that
Gizmo.
cat. It feels like a lot, I know.
There was a really sad scene. I feel like tonight, Catherine and T-Rav are in such a tough spot. I mean, she's not allowed to see her kids, and she's newly sober. So they did honestly what I thought was the most healthy thing you could do, which was a mother-daughter modeling shoot.
Oh, that was. I was just like, because when they were like, I think Kenzie would have a lot of fun. I was like, no, she's 2.
Yeah,
she doesn't know what modeling is. Please don't do
that. Was such a sad scene.
That
Because Kenzie was so happy to see Catherine. I had to fast forward. I was crying.
I cried when she was screaming for her mom. I cried.
And trying to get in her mom's car.
That was, guys, it's so dark and it's so tough. And then when Catherine's like, I've been punished enough. I know what I did was not right, and I know it was fucked up, but like I have been punished. Like it breaks my soul because guess what? Like Catherine's an addict. I'm not saying she's not, but Thomas is a bad man, and he has also been an addict.
Is there no way that the kids can live with like Catherine's parents and her?
Yeah, I was wondering too. Like,
where are they?
Where are they?
I don't know, but that kid, for me, if I was Kenzie, I'd be screaming because I'm going home to be like put in a garage for the night. Like she doesn't even sleep like in the warmth of like the home. She's like,
so it's like
I think I mentioned this online. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but I heard that T-Rav was trying to date the nanny's daughter.
I'm sure. T-Rav, by the way, so drunk, very drunk. When he showed up for like a lunch drink with Bowtie Magoo, what's his name?
You can never remember JD.
JD.
And what's JD's wife's name?
Who can say?
I can't remember. But he showed up for like a drink and he already was sloshed. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And his face was all puffed,
squinty.
And let's not
Yeah.
forget, he went to jail for selling cocaine.
Yes.
So like, let's not why does he get the kids? Like it gives me so much sadness. And I don't know the full scope of what Catherine did, but I also know that like,
Feels like she's paying a price.
I just like,
It feels like neither.
Although Catherine's, I'm sorry,
No.
Margee. You know, though, sometimes she's seeming like really great in the show, and then when I'm seeing her in testimonials, which was later, she's getting a little cuckoo. Like at one point, she's like, Cam wants to go to lunch, and she did this weird gesture, like kind of a get out gesture, and it was so weird and erratic.
I do believe Catherine might be bipolar. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's based on no medical knowledge and never having met a bipolar person.
I'm pretty sure she's the first one I've come across.
No, I'm sure there just feels like there's something more going on than just, obviously a lot of times when people are bipolar, they self-medicate with drugs. So it all makes sense, like why she would have a drug problem. But, like I feel for Catherine. I do. I don't know why everyone's so angry with her. I feel like I feel for her. She's a mom. She does have mental issues. Like she
I feel
needs
for her
help,
too.
But like, let's not punish her. Let's
And
help
she is
her.
trying. Like, I don't know if those kids will have a great parent in either one of them. Maybe it is the best they're being raised in the garage by nannies, but
Honestly, it's the best they've
In the
got.
carriage house.
Oh, the carriage house. I'm sorry. But didn't we take a tour of his house where he had special rooms designed for the kids?
Yes, that he had designed very.
Was that in the other house? Didn't he that's in this house?
Yeah, you're
I
right.
thought
Because
so.
Landon helped him pick out the paint colors last. Okay. Speaking of Landon, today, when Landon goes with her father, this man, I think he hates Landon more than we do.
I was like, the only person who hates that website and the travel more, the only one who's more bored by it than us is Landon's father. Like
This is a direct quote. Landon goes, "You get to spend your day with me, Jay. What could be better?" And he says, "Well, I could spend the day in Key West."
he's a monster.
I know. Well, then she tells him about the website, and he's looking at her like she's such a fuck up. And then later, her dad just like hands her an opportunity, which most people would kill to have, where he's basically like, "I want you to project
Make
manage
money for free. Basically,
here
like
6 hours a
come
day.
to this
That's it.
lot and make sure no one fucks up."
because you're such a fuck up." And she's like, "I've always you should encourage me a dream, and you don't believe in Wom," and crying hysterically. I'm like, "You fucking entitled."
No, she's a mom. Like I can't stand her. And also, like again,
to be crying after an opportunity. And I guess I get what she's saying, which is like her dad needs to believe in her. But I'm like, sweetie, I feel like these people have believed in you 100 times. You're not 19.
And when you make a mistake as basic as you didn't look to see if your website name was already taken, like you're really behind.
Yeah.
She's like
I'm
having
not
technical
sure.
difficulties with your website.
Did you see her notes of like other names for the?
Yes.
Oh, I paused on it because there's like a foot. There's a drawing of a foot, and like it was just so odd. It was just free associated words that were just not.
And whenever
anything.
she talks to her business partner, the business partner was like, "I've been up all night." And did you hear last week, Landon goes, "Me too." But it was like, no, you haven't. She was just like, bushy eyed, like getting her
who's going
coffee.
into business with Landon?
Not Bam Bam.
No, not Bam. 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 Hey, Bammy.
It was just a really weird scene.
Also, there was, what you were saying about Catherine, I just found this in my notes, and she's like, "I'm not a J. Crew bitch. Sorry. I don't know what else to say." She's like, "I don't want to wear J. Crew. I'm not a J. Crew bitch."
I thought she looked very cute in those clothes.
She did, but did you see Thomas? Like again, we need another boing sound effect because she walked out with her adorable daughter Kinsey, and he like skipped Kenzie and was like humana, aruga, like looking at her
About
legs.
a woman who, like, after everything they've been through.
Yeah, it was really, he's quite something. And meanwhile, we're supposed to believe he's really pursuing Landon, which is
I don't
like,
believe it at fucking all.
I've never-
I've never seen less chemistry in anybody ever.
No,
That's
so boring.
I don't believe she loves him either.
But what about what's coming to light next week at Cameron's birthday party in Key West, when apparently Landon took a vacation with Thomas that Catherine was supposed to go on, that I feel like we never really got clarity on, that they're screaming about in the promos?
might have
If
missed the
anything,
promo.
I do. Maybe they hooked up once, but
So
I
you
don't
think they're lying about that? Maybe
I think this is bullshit. Like it just feels.
you're creeping into a Southern accent the way Sonia was creeping into a French accent with Frenchie. She was like, I don't know. He wants some.
I don't think. I do not think so. I think I am fine. I sound like myself.
You always sound Israeli. When you do any
Anytime
accent.
I do Yolanda, I'll do like Candy.
A Southern.
It's always like I just sound Israeli, and I've never been to Israel.
But now we all have through your accent.
Through my accent.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we took a tour.
We took a real world
Israel.
tour.
Good one, Margee.
Roamed. It's not Rome anymore. It's
No, it can't be.
Travore or something.
Yeah.
What
is
do you
Italian?
make of Southern charm? Where are you with it, Margee?
The first season I was charmed by it, truly, and it was very dramatic and I loved it. This season I've just been sad by the reality of life. This woman, Catherine's former friend, whose baby almost died, and Catherine didn't say anything. Like, where's the humanity?
You're right. Catherine's not exactly a sparkling.
She's not. Yeah, you're right. She isn't. I know I've taken her side.
And
That was a tough moment. You're absolutely right.
just everybody's.
You're right. I've turned on Catherine again. Whore, bitch, slut. She
I
deserves
love
what she got.
Phaedra. Hate Catherine.
And yeah, I'm just not buying Landon and Tom T. Rav. I just can't. And that scene with the lady in the restaurant, he's like, "You're soulmates." I'm like, "How much were you paid?"
Yes, I felt that too.
And as I wrote to Danielle, I just feel like it's like watching a wet towel have a conversation with the color beige. It's just like, it's so suffocatingly boring.
You're right.
I don't know why we're supposed to like, and it was such a romantic setting. That lake was lovely, like
Gorgeous.
right?
Is that the same place that Landon's father's building is?
Properties.
And where Shep's beach house is? It's all the same.
Yeah, I can't really
Water body.
get my lay of the land in Charleston. Like, I don't know where we are, and I don't know. It's not like I've been there, so I wouldn't know where we are. But like, I just feel like in like Atlanta, like I know where everybody lives.
June and I have performed in Charleston twice, and I'm like, God, I wonder if we passed Southern Charm
So
cast
we-
members and
JD's restaurant,
we didn't
or-
even know it.
or T-Rav's, the Ravenel Bridge.
I think we crossed the Ravenel Bridge.
The Ravenel Bridge. That thing will fall into the sea.
God, guys, anything else?
I mean, it wasn't that interesting a week on like Southern Charm was just sad, and New York was again a real grab bag.
Do you guys think Austin is into Chelsea?
Chelsea?
I do.
Chelsea.
He got a boner.
Ew, I know, at the jump around
Yeah,
park.
the jump around park where
don't know
he
what it's
kissed her and she's like, "You got a boner."
But
He was
that's
like,
why, what is she doing? Like,
she literally called him out. She's like, "You just got a boner."
Ew, that's a good Chelsea.
and then 5 minutes later, he's like, "My brother fell off a mountain." And I was
Yeah,
like,
and
what
he,
are we
like, tells him
doing?
his brother's
I'm
dead.
like giggling
Guys,
because he has a
it was
boner.
his
And then I'm
sister.
like, what?
He's like, "My brother." He had no
it was his
sister.
sister.
fell.
Oh, sorry.
Sister.
No, I'm just have to correct.
I know
that
you're
was
right
terrible.
to correct me, but it was
But
just,
it was fine. It was it was a lot. We had to do a lot with our minds and our emotions.
I need
in
a
small
breath,
period of time.
editors. I need a breath.
Yeah, but Austin grew on me this week because he kind of grew a pair this week.
Yeah.
I really like Austin.
I do
I
too.
hated him at first, and now I'm like, I'm attracted to him.
I've caught a glimpse of Savannah, and it is a shit show. Not ready for primetime players over there. Those faces were not meant for television.
No, I agree. It's like, again, are we watching?
They're like us, meant for a podcast.
Yes, exactly. I have
Southern Charm Savannah
Southern Charm
podcast.
Savannah as
It's a radio
it should
show.
be, as it should be, and I'm happy
Like,
to be on one. It just felt like a farm team. It feels like a farm team. Like they haven't been called up to the big leagues, and yet they have been.
And they're trying.
It's like a
to.
league of their own.
And that one poor girl, the main girl, like she's like the main
The blonde.
who's with
Whose house caught on fire?
no,
Oh,
no, not she's like the crazy one, but the kind of they're trying to build her like her old boyfriend's come back.
Yes, that
Big
one.
Cat is her mom, I think, or whatever. She's just I've never seen in all my reality someone drink so much in every frame and be so testimonials. You'll see her in the morning. She's like, "Hey, Daddy." She's just like drunk.
But not fun.
Oh no.
and it like don't cast someone named Catherine when your Catherine in the other show is like been through hell
Oh yeah,
and
that's
back.
who it is. That is her name, right? Yeah,
I
Is
think
that her
so.
name?
Yeah.
It's with a C or it's
Yeah.
a different
And
spelling.
I should
but
want to fuck at least one person on that show, guy or girl. And I
not a one.
just-
it's
not
bleak.
one.
Savannah is bleak.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough stuff over there. And again, like I do think there are beautiful people in Savannah. Find them. Let's just do
Or just don't do it. Southern Charm regular is enough.
Yeah, like there's again, this is all supposed to be wish fulfillment. That's why we're watching this. So like fulfill it.
Please. Please.
I'm calling you to task.
Thank you. Margee, you are about to write on an upcoming show created by Lon Zimmett, who wrote on Happy Endings, that I was on, who I love, and I'm so excited. Tell us about it.
It's going to be great. It's called LA to Vegas, and it'll premiere right at the top of the new year with some short promo pieces.
Right around Luanne's 1-year anniversary.
Oh,
Will
God,
she
they're
make
not going
it?
to make it. No. Maybe.
She's going to.
Maybe.
And it's going to be on Fox, right?
It's going to be on Fox.
And starring Dylan McDermott.
Hubba.
Right? And the darling Ed Weeks. He has a real accent, unlike
I know.
Dorit.
Is he
so cute.
What's his status?
He's dating a beautiful woman. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just curious.
So
I did the Mindy Project with him. He was lovely.
yeah.
Were you playing a love interest?
I wish.
He's nice and
I
funny.
was love interest to Ike Barinholtz.
Oh, I love
I know.
him.
It's a dream come true.
He's the best.
Great. It's going to be great. Tune in. LA to Vegas.
LA to Vegas. Don't sleep with Shep. Don't kill Gizmo.
What other? Oh, and then come to our shows, live shows, if you're in Seattle or Portland, or in LA next week with Jessica St. Clair
And Vanessa Bayer.
So,
And look out for Norm.
yes, please, if you see Norm, if you see something, say something, guys.
I just want Norm to materialize in the Nook one day. That you
He's
just-
probably living here in my house.
April, are you Norm? She rips off her face.
I'm a
Just have
doctor.
a stethoscope on.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and my new podcast is LeVar Burton Reads. In each episode, I'll handpick a different piece of short fiction and read it to you. We'll dive into work from all different genres, from fantasy to mystery to comedy, and of course, my go-to, science fiction. Throw in a little music, some original sound design, and each story will be a whole new adventure. In the first episode, I've chosen one of my favorite pieces called Kin by Bruce McAllister. It's a great story about a young boy who contacts an alien assassin in the hopes of saving his sister's life. Here's a sneak peek.
Who is it that you wish to have killed?
The voice asked, and the boy almost looked up. It was only a voice, mechanical, snake-like, halting, he reminded himself. By itself, it could not kill him. A man named James Ortega Mambe, the boy answered.
Why?
The word hissed in the stale apartment air.
He is going to kill my sister.
I hope you'll join me for LeVar Burton Reads. Subscribe now in Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen. And I'll see you next time.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Aukerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.